Today on Suncoast View, a luxurious high-end hotel brand wants to recreate the Colony Resort on Longboat Key. We'll discuss.
Our back-to-school celebration continues. Today we'll find out what's new in Manatee County schools. Plus we get the scoop on Suncoast scholarships.
And the Player Center kids have escaped the zoo and taken over our studio. We'll get a preview of Madagascar Jr. All that and more right now on Suncoast View. Welcome to the show, and welcome back to Kelly Jaco and Lulu. We haven't seen you for so long from 92.1 CTQ. Great to see you.
Yeah, it's been way too long
on this show.
Oh yeah, it's a blonde day, and that means it is going to be highly entertaining, lots of fun, and extremely intelligent. In case you were wondering.
Well, I have to admit I'm not a real blonde, so you.
We're not admitting that.
No,
none of us are probably going to admit that. So
TMI.
we're real where it counts. That's what matters. So Lulu, I understand you have some very fun things coming up, including a ticket giveaway we should know about.
Yes, well, our Young Guns of Country show is coming up Tuesday, September 12th at the Van Wezel. Love that venue. And the thing about our show is that the tickets are free, but you need a ticket to get in.
Okay.
So what we've done is scheduled ticket stops every weekend leading up to the show.
How fun.
Yeah, and this Saturday we're going to be at Half Price Mattress on 41 just south of Trader Joe's starting at 11, and there's a limited supply of tickets, so they're given out on a first come first served basis.
Okay, so you don't pay for them, but you need one.
Exactly.
Yes.
All
now,
right.
and the show we're really excited
Tell
about.
us who's coming.
Yeah, it's called Young Guns because it's really new and upcoming artists, except our headliner has been around for a little while. His name is Easton Corbin. Yeah. Most people know who he is. And then our two new artists are Midland. They have the song Drinkin' Problem, which I think everybody's going to be singing along to that one. It's really good.
Catchy, yeah.
And a new duo called Walker McGuire.
Oh, fun.
So,
All right, hot country music at the Van Wezel, but remember, you need to get those free tickets, and you can always get more information on the 92.1 CTQ website as well. All right, great to have you here.
Saturday.
Exactly.
Yes. Okay, we have a big spread in the kitchen today. Chef Judy is back. She's bringing us the best of the Suncoast. Oh my, what are we featuring today?
Holy Carb, we're featuring National Sandwich Month because the kids are going back to school, which means the parents can go out to lunch, right?
Oh.
So we have several different options, whether you're packing them up or you're going to a game night. We have the spread from fine dining steakhouse sandwiches and casual to real Italian hoagies. So it's going to be a pretty delicious. Get ready for a little dripping on your shirt, but Kelly, you can give us a workout after we're done with our sandwiches.
That's right. Everything in moderation, although that pile does not look like moderation. Not at all.
Not with me.
We'll try to restrain ourselves a little bit. Well, mark your calendars as part of our back-to-school celebration. We want to remind you that this is Florida's tax-free weekend. So it starts Friday and runs through Sunday, and you don't have to just buy school supplies.
Right.
School supplies are on the list, but all clothes, shoes, all of that less than $60, tax-free. So this isn't just for the moms and the kids. And computers this year are included as long as they're less than $750. So some really good deals to be had. For instance, if you were to spend $750 on a computer, that's a $50 savings based on the tax percentage. So it matters. It's going to add up. You'll want to check out suncoastview.com. We will have a complete list also on our Facebook page of everything that's eligible. Can't wait. Fantastic. It is time for our first hot topic, and big resort news for Longboat Key. St. Regis is slated to operate the abandoned beachfront Colony Resort. That is a high-end luxury brand, and it's part of the Marriott International Starwood Hotels family. There is only one other St. Regis property in Florida, and it's in Miami. Industry experts say nothing as high status as the St. Regis has arrived on the Suncoast travel scene since the Ritz-Carlton opening, and the proposed 5-story, 160-plus room hotel will still have to be approved by the Longboat Key Commission. They're also looking at 100 condominiums. What do you think?
Oh, this is great.
Yes.
The Colony was the most glamorous
Yes.
place on the Suncoast. That's where all the stars stayed. The NFL had their yearly meetings there. It was an awesome place, and it just doesn't seem right that it's not open anymore.
So I totally got it from my mama. She was the fitness director at the Colony Beach Club.
Oh, no.
And
That's amazing.
Yes. So the Beach Boys would come in, and she would put them through like a workout.
How fun!
Yes, and now it just sits, and I think it's very sad because
It is
gosh,
very
what a
sad.
great property that is.
And what a historic place.
Yeah,
That's where
it
the
is.
president stayed the night before 9/11.
Yeah.
And I think it's fine to be high-end, right? I mean,
Absolutely.
Oh, yes, we need a place like that.
Yeah.
All about the high end. Bring
Yes.
it on more and more.
bring in the stars, right? All these big
Yeah.
entertainment names come. We know that the art scene draws the names. We know that the places like the Van Wezel are drawing the stars. Let's let them stay for a week at a resort.
We just had a big country artist visit the Suncoast, staying, I think, on Siesta Key.
Yeah.
His name is Thomas Rhett.
Yeah.
He was posting all over Instagram
Oh,
our
good.
sunsets and seeing the
yeah.
dolphins. He was here for almost 10 days.
Oh, we
Pretty
should
exciting.
have looked him up.
I know, I tried.
should have knocked on doors.
I messaged him, but he didn't reply.
All right, well, thumbs up from the ladies of the
Yes.
View. We will
Yeah.
hope this continues to move forward. Well, speaking of travel, have you noticed that airline seats are shrinking? I hope it's not my butt getting bigger. I'm going to go with the seats shrinking. But enough people have noticed this so that a judge is now ordering the FAA to review seat sizes and legroom on commercial airlines. Previously, the FAA has refused to mandate any certain sizes. But as the seats get smaller and smaller, they are now forced to get involved and consider a minimum seat requirement. Consumer groups say that too small a seat puts passengers at risk for things like blood clots. Average legroom has decreased from 35 inches to 31 inches. Those cheap fare flights, even 28 inches. Seat width is an average of 17 inches. Do you think this should be regulated?
Yes, because they should do it on their own for customer satisfaction. That's the way it used to work. Well, it's not working anymore.
They don't care what we think
They don't
anymore.
care, because we don't really have a choice. We've got to fly. So I think then we need regulation if they can't do it themselves.
Here's something for you. I just came up with this. Plangry. You know, you've heard of hangry, when you're hungry and angry. And then now, when you're traveling and you're cramped in like that and can't move, you're angry. You're plangry.
And then the person in front of you comes down into your lap.
Yeah.
And then you start to get
And the
mad.
kid in back of you can now reach the back of your seat to kick because it's only as long as his little legs are. I just came off that flight not too long ago. So,
You can see the anger increase. This
No, I
never
agree,
used to happen.
all right, and maybe it'll help if we get a little bit more regulation and some space. So, do you talk to yourself? Well, apparently it means you aren't crazy.
Oh, I'm so glad.
It could be a good habit, but it depends how you do it. If you talk to yourself in the third person, the studies show that if you call yourself by your name when you're having those conversations in your head, it allows you to better regulate your emotion. Experts say it's kind of like viewing your situation from an outsider's perspective. It's very recommended for coping with anxiety and stress. So I would say to myself, Stephanie, you got this.
Okay, my husband, he's gonna just kill me because when he's thinking through things in his head, his mouth moves,
yeah.
and then it comes out. So I think it's actually I think he's just trying to process his thoughts, but I see it happening.
That must be bad in a boxing match.
What about when you're at the end of a monster triathlon or something? I mean, you've got to be talking to yourself.
Oh yeah, there's definitely there's negative and positive self-talk, and I think in sports you want to try to keep it on the positive side for sure. And there are times when I'm running where I'm like, I suck. I'm terrible.
Oh, you do
I hate
negative,
this.
yeah.
And then you can talk yourself out of it. Just like you're talking to a friend and you talk your friend out of a bad mood or talk them down from something. It's the same thing.
I talk to myself when I'm driving to work, and if the person next to me looks, I pretend I'm singing.
But are you psyching yourself up, or are you
Yes,
just
I'm saying, okay, Linda, you can do this. You've got this. Sit up straight, girl. And then I start singing.
Call
it.
yourself Linda as you do it.
I
right.
do,
Because
I
I
do.
call myself you when I talk to myself, and that's second person. So you
that's
need to
funny.
call yourself with your
By your
name
name,
okay.
in your head, because that way your personal private coach is psyching you
But
up.
it makes you wonder who that is talking.
No, we don't worry about that.
You got to be nicer to myself.
That's right.
what I
Be
do.
nice
Okay,
to
be
yourself
nicer.
and use your name. So over fat may be the new obese and even a bigger health concern. A new study says over fat means you have a body fat level that can actually hurt your health. Even if you're a normal weight or not considered obese, you can be over fat. Scales and BMI levels will miss this. Abdominal fat is the riskiest to overall health. Doctors say just use a tape measure. If your waist circumference is half your height or less, you are at a healthy fat level. Kelly, I'm sure this is something you're familiar with.
Well, I thought about two different things as we were talking about this. The visceral fat, that belly fat, and you mostly see it on men, and it's almost hard, like the belly is almost
Beer
hard.
bellies.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it has a direct relationship with heart attacks. So it's that fat on your organs that you really want to get rid of, and there's certain kinds of exercise that helps us get rid of visceral fat.
And I have a question. I actually don't even understand how that happens. I mean, and this isn't just a male thing. I don't want them to think we're ripping on men, but sometimes you see a man who might have perfectly thin legs and flat rear and normal looking upper body and looks 9 months pregnant.
Yeah,
it's so
a lot of
interesting.
A lot of it's genetic, that visceral, and that's unfortunate, but there absolutely is a way that you should train that help, and eat, obviously, that helps you reduce the visceral fat.
Because it's dangerous.
It's very dangerous. There are scales now that measure your visceral fat. So they measure your BMI, your body fat, and your visceral fat so that you know the difference and where you're at and what you need to lower and what you need to work on.
Well, and we've heard the phrase skinny fat. You know,
I was going to use that too, yes.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Nobody's ever said skinny fat to me. I'll take the skinny. See, I would remember the skinny and not hear the rest of it.
That's also genetic. When you see, and that's more females, when you see a female who's skinny fat, it is typically a woman who doesn't work out, who comes from a mom who's also very thin and not healthy either.
Just not toned.
Yeah,
so,
not toned.
all right. Well, we know all
need to
fat
meet
is
later.
bad. Yeah.
We'll meet.
Right after the sandwiches.
Right.
So 15 years after her abduction ordeal, Elizabeth Smart is participating in a movie about her nightmare. There have been other productions made about the story, but this Lifetime documentary is the first one that Smart was personally involved in. She said she wanted to run away from her experience, but she was finally convinced by producers she could make a difference by helping to promote Amber Alert. Smart narrates the movie. It is called I Am Elizabeth Smart, and it debuts November 18th on Lifetime. Would you watch?
Yes.
No. You know, I am really proud of her for being brave and for doing this and for getting it out there and helping others, but I don't want to see the terrible things that she had to go through.
I would watch it. She fascinates me.
Me too.
She is so strong. I would be curled up in a ball in a room, never to come out again. She's an amazing person, and what an inspiration. And unfortunately, these bad things happen.
Right.
And in her case, I mean, how incredible is that story, though, and what she persevered through, and because it doesn't usually end like that.
Right.
So to be able to get her perspective and to understand how she got through it.
And she did nothing wrong.
Right.
She was in her own bedroom.
Right.
So that's another really scary part of that story.
Yeah, and maybe it's the news person in me, but I'm definitely a little bit fascinated by it. You know,
I
mean,
read
'cause-
and read about it at the time.
Right. You know, there's the thought from the person of how does this happen, you know, but it does happen. And, you know, I think it's good that she's still coming to terms with it. But I agree. She is amazingly strong.
Yeah.
So a local graduate from Manatee School for the Arts and State College of Florida is headed to Jimmy Kimmel tonight. This is a pretty big deal. All right, I am not enough cool to know how exactly we say this. We're going to go with R-Lum R. He's also known as Reggie Williams. He is set to perform his American Alternative R&B act on Jimmy Kimmel tonight.
Oh, good for him.
Fantastic.
He must be really good.
I guess so. So 11:30 Wednesday night.
Uh-oh.
Something to look
I
forward
guess I'll have to tape that.
Yeah, that's what DVRs are for. All right, we're going to check in with our happy hour forecast when we come back. Back to school info for Manatee County. It's right around the corner.
Good afternoon. I'm Chief Meteorologist Bob Harrigan with your forecast through this afternoon and this evening. Right now, you can see from the radar imagery, some big storms have fired up along the coast now, moving into Manatee County, where the heaviest rain is into Bradenton, also into Palmetto, spreading off toward Parrish right now. You can see that line of showers brought some winds up to 40 miles an hour at Fort DeSoto, just off Pinellas County, just about a half hour ago. So expect some very heavy rainfall at times, some gusty winds up to 30, 40 miles an hour near Parrish, Lakewood Ranch. Get ready. More rain heading in your direction. It's lessening up now on Anna Maria Island, but coming down pretty heavy at Palmetto and Bradenton right now. You see the movement basically off to the northeast at around 10 to 15 miles an hour. Sarasota getting some showers now in downtown. More showers and storms lined up in the Gulf of Mexico associated with an area of low pressure. We'll talk more about that low pressure and what it means for our overall weather. You can see the rain now over Sarasota Bay. Temperatures have cooled now into the upper 70s. More in your forecast at 5. See you then.
The countdown is on. The start of a new school year in Manatee County is just 1 week away. And nobody is busier coordinating all the details for the 45,000 students than Superintendent Dr. Diana Green. Thanks so much for taking time out this week, Dr. Green, to come and visit us.
We're excited. ready to start the new school year, and we want parents to be prepared.
Okay, you've got 3 tips, because I know as a grandparent, I'm nervous. So give us your 3 tips on what we need to do.
Well, the first tip should be that parents notify the school of who are the people that can pick up their child. It's very important. Safety is a high priority for the school district. So we want to make sure that parents put down on their registration forms who are the people that are allowed to come to the school and pick up their
That's
child.
very good, because I'm one that comes as a grandmother, and they need to have my name.
Absolutely, not only your name, but your address, phone number, and they need to ensure that they bring a photo ID to the school for them to pick up a student.
Okay, tip number 2.
Tip number 2, in case of an emergency plan, especially for our youngest students, they need to know their address and their phone number. But it's also very important in knowing that you don't tell your child, only share that with people who work at the school, or if you see law enforcement. But you want students to know something in case a parent doesn't show up on time to pick them up. They can tell a teacher or the principal, oh, my parents' phone number is this, because sometimes we don't have that contact information on the very first day of school.
Very good. We can start now working on that one.
Absolutely.
Tip number 3.
Tip number 3, attend the back to school orientation, or some of our schools have them during the day, some in the evening. They can gain a lot of information from the school directly, and it's very easy to find out when is that date. They can call the school directly, or if they would download my SDMC app, we put that information on our app, so they can see the calendar. They can also get their back to school supply list off of the app and get other information about their school directly.
Very good to know. Now, there's a way you can show support for Manatee County schools, right? There's a hashtag. Tell me about that.
Absolutely. Hashtag We Manatee. This is our our promotion to create a sense of community and unity. We know that it takes everyone to be engaged in a student's education to ensure success. And so we are promoting the great things that are happening in our school and the people who are making a positive impact on the school district of Manatee County. So we want to give that a face. We want to share with our community how they can be involved with our schools, and we also want to engage our community in that positive conversation about serving our students.
What a great idea, because it is such a large district, you know, to show how many members of the community can jump in and get involved and are supporting you.
It takes a community to raise a child.
does, yes.
And now you mentioned one app that's important. Any other apps that we need to know about?
Well, I talked about my SDMC app. That app is very important because now we have upgraded it. Parents can not only get information about their school, but they can now see their child's attendance, their child's grades, and we are also
love that.
integrating a transportation app where the parents can see where the bus is running.
Really?
Yes.
That's amazing.
One of the things we tackle is late buses. And
Yes.
so
Right.
if a parent knows, okay, the bus is 5 miles away from the stop, I know I can start getting my child prepared to go out to the bus stop. Or they don't have to leave their child at the bus stop for a long period of time.
that's so
not
good to
knowing
know.
where the bus
Or the nervous elementary mother, because I remember being at wondering, where is the bus?
Did I miss it? You think you missed it?
Where's
maybe.
the kid?
Any other advice?
Well, speaking of transportation, it's very important for our elementary parents to know that if they don't ride the bus in the morning, it's very likely we won't let them ride the bus home because we've not experienced, the bus hasn't picked them up. And we want to ensure that students are safe. So we need to make sure, parents need to make sure that they contact the school, they contact transportation, find out where their bus location is, and parents, on the first day or the first week, transportation may be running late because we've hired a number of new drivers, and though they go through practice runs, sometimes it just gets a little hectic that first week of school.
Oh, it is so exciting.
Kelly's taking a deep breath. She has a first-time kindergartner. This is a new kindergarten mom.
Well,
I would encourage you to take them to school on that first day. Help them calm down.
But it's okay to leave them there. They're in good hands.
Yes, she'll be in the desk behind. Thank you so much, Dr. Green. Have a wonderful first week. We'll all be on pins and needles. I've got a grandkid going there. And next we're going to talk about the Players Center for Performing Arts, and we're going to see the kids present an amazing play. We'll be right back, and for more information, go to manateeschools.net. There's a lot you need to know.
You might feel like there's too many problems in the world, or that, you as a 15-year-old, 16-year-old can't really make a difference.
It's not always about you. It's not just one person. It's a group. It's a team.
Just that simple act is transforming someone else's life.
It's one of the best feelings in the world.
It'll just make you feel so good about yourself.
I'd do anything to convince you just to be a part of this.
Attention blood thinner users. Thousands of blood thinner users may have been exposed to serious risk by these dangerous medications. If you or a loved one took Xarelto or Pradaxa and suffered serious internal bleeding, call right now. Call Nightline Legal to speak with an experienced attorney for a free consultation. If we don't win, there is no fee. There are time deadlines to file a claim, so don't wait. Call right now.
Call 1-800-554-3987. Again, that's 1-800-554-3987.
This is an important medical announcement. Xarelto and Pradaxa have been linked to uncontrollable bleeding and even death. If you've been prescribed one of these drugs and have experienced these dangerous side effects, you may be entitled to substantial compensation. Studies show that Pradaxa can cause more heart attacks than warfarin, and other countries have already issued safety warnings against this drug. Call now for a free assessment of your case and potential money damages. The call is confidential, there's no cost, and you may be eligible. Juries have awarded millions of dollars to Pradaxa victims, and thousands of Xarelto victims are filing their legal cases. Call the Drug Watch hotline if you or a loved one used Xarelto or Pradaxa and experienced uncontrollable bleeding, brain hemorrhage, or even death. You must call now.
Call 800-793-6055. 800-793-6055.
For more than 100 years, American Humane Association has been teaching kids to be kind to animals. Those in our homes, on the farms, on the silver screen, and wildlife conservation, caring for the world's vanishing creatures. But we can't do it alone. Visit kindness100.org to find ways to teach kids how they can make a more caring, compassionate, and humane world for all of us.
Suncoast area kids have been busy all summer at the Players Center learning how to stage a musical as a part of their summer camp experience. And get ready as the animals now get out of the zoo and into our studio with Madagascar Jr. Take it away, guys.
Would you like to take a guess, you super duper dolphin? You're gonna love it. I like to move it, move it. I like to move it, move it. I like to move it, move it. I like to move it! I like to move it, move it. She likes to move it, move it. He likes to move it, move it. We like to move it. I like to move it, move it. She likes to move it, move it. He likes to move it, move it. We like to move it.
Here in Madagascar, we get funky, we get loud. We can shake, shake, shake it. Move it up, move it down. So do it. There's nothing to it.
Even the lemurs and Maurice can mama do it.
They take it low, low. They take it high, high.
It feels so good you can't deny. Let's move it. Move it. Everybody up, everybody jump. Everybody bump, everybody in the rump. Everybody up, everybody jump. Everybody bump, everybody in the rump. Everybody up, everybody jump. Everybody bump, everybody in the rump. Everybody up, everybody jump. Everybody bump, everybody in the rump. Boom, boom. I like it. I like to move it, move it. He likes to move it, move it. He likes to move it, move it. We like to move it. I like to move it, move it. She likes to move it, move it. He likes to move it, move it. We like to move it. Oh, 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 way, oh, 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 way, oh, way, oh, 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 way, oh, 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 way, oh, way, oh. Everybody all around the world, all to move it. We like to move it. We like to move it.
Wow, you guys are great. King Julian, introduce yourself and tell me about your part.
Well, I am Nicholas Quinn. I'm from Sarasota, and I am King Julian, King of the Lemurs.
King of the Lemurs. I've never met one before. What did you like best about staging this musical?
One thing that I really enjoyed was I was learning a lot about how to really stage correctly, and that can help me in future shows.
Very good. Well, you guys are awesome. You are great. And of course, you've got one chance to see this August the 4th at the Players Center. Madagascar Junior, you do not want to miss this. It's at 7 p.m. August the 4th. Go to the Players Center website for more information. Coming up next, we have some great treats for your pets, and they're made right here on the Suncoast.
Outdoor living is one of the greatest perks about living in Florida. So whether this is your style, or this, or maybe this, contact Superior Pools. They've been building pools from Sarasota to Naples since 2001, and they would love to build yours.
I was always worried and scared. Mom was in pain. She wasn't going to get any better, and all the trips to the ER were painful for all of us. Then we called Tidewell Hospice, and everything changed. Now she has care in our home when she needs it, surrounded by family. We know we don't have much time left with Mom, but we decided to make the best out of that time. Tidewell Hospice, it's more than you think.
I knew I could get myself out of this. I just needed some hope and some help.
I took the first step to recovery when I made the call.
If you're depressed, drinking, and using drugs, you may need help.
And the Affordable Care Act guarantees coverage of substance abuse.
Call the Addiction, Hope, and Helpline now for a free assessment.
I had problems just getting to sleep, drinking and using pills every night.
I feel like I'm losing control. I'm afraid I'll lose my job or even my family.
Are you losing hope? You can recover and get back on track. Call now for hope and help with proven, gentle recovery programs.
I never thought that I could be somebody who didn't drink and use drugs.
I have something to hold on to for strength. I'm in recovery, getting the help I need.
Call the Addiction, Hope, and Helpline now for a free assessment with someone who cares.
Call 1-800-764-8708. That's 1-800-764-8708.
Designers do it with style.
Tell me what's going on here.
Why, you don't like my hair?
The Mark and Mandy Show. In-depth design ideas.
What is up with the tuck tape here? Let's cover it up.
Amazing beauty and fashion tips.
So Halle Berry has amazing skin. Her secret is coffee grounds. No.
Delicious recipes.
Today, I'm going to show you a special dish that is sure to please that special someone in your life.
Watch The Mark and Mandy Show right here on your favorite channel.
That is a pretty good breakfast. You're not even eating.
Not hungry.
No? Why not? What's up?
Kath and I knew that Jenny had been partying a bit. Found out she tried heroin.
Most people don't know what to say about drugs, but we do. Visit us at drugfree.org.
Outdoor living is one of the greatest perks about living in Florida. So whether this is your style, or this, or maybe this, contact Superior Pools. They've been building pools from Sarasota to Naples since 2001, and they would love to build yours.
Welcome back to Suncoast View. We're going to check in with Chef Judy in the kitchen for the best sandwiches on the Suncoast. And Judy, I asked to see a panini, but what you're holding there doesn't look pressed. Can you do some defining for me? Is that a panini?
I can. First of all, paninis are the new croissant. Okay, think of it like fashion. It goes in and out of style. So does food, especially sandwiches. Traditionally, the panini is the style of bread that it's put on, which is baked in the focaccia manner. Now, Piccolo's right here in Gulfgate, they're making their own homemade focaccia. So paninis are kind of getting the little black dress look to them, baked in with rosemary and olives and tomatoes. You order it pressed if you want it pressed, but if you're gathering in Italy, you either pick up your sandwich from a vendor or they get it pressed. So paninis are definitely in the sandwich group for trending.
All right, we're going to try them all. We'll see in a little bit. Kelly?
As a fitness expert, I know how important nutrition is for our bodies. The same holds true for our pets, and since our four-legged friends are important members of our family, we want them to eat as healthy as possible. And here to introduce is the natural dog treat lady, Kelly Eisen, founder of Einstein Pets, created right here on the Suncoast. We're so excited to see you. Tell us, why did you start Einstein?
Well, all because of this little girl, Abby. See how nice her coat is? We started it because we wanted to treat her well. And actually, you know, no pun intended, but we wanted to make sure that she was healthy and had the right foods in her body.
She knows you're talking about it.
She's doing her name.
And
so you couldn't find that on the market?
Well, it was right around, we started in 2012, so it was right around then when there was a lot of recalls in 2011, and we knew that treats were high recall. So we wanted to make sure we did everything we could for her.
And who's the we in the picture we're seeing?
The we is my husband, Robert. He's the one who actually is the designer of the bags as well as the logo. So he started it in 2012, and we didn't launch our first product until 2013.
What was your first product that came out here?
Great question. So it's our peanut butter and jelly, and we started because everybody loves peanut butter as humans as well as dogs, and it's peanut butter and blueberry jelly time. And then we started next with the pumpkin because we knew it was great for the dogs and their digestion.
And what makes Einstein different than another brand that we can get at Petco?
Well, we're all natural. We do have organic, which is our chia seed. We make everything with chia seed. We're different because of the way we manufacture our product. It's less dense, so it makes it low calorie, and it allows for humans to eat it if you want to try one.
Oh, really?
Yes, you can have it. And it's also great for the dogs, obviously. That's why we made it for her, because you can tell from the coat.
She's beautiful.
Well, and calories are important because, as many of you know, I'm training a Southeastern guide dog, and the training is based on treating to motivate the behavior. But you do have to watch when you're treating your dog throughout the day, you know, if they're going to get fat as a result.
And that's a great question. So all our treats are low in calorie. We originally started as the 1 calorie dog treat. But as feedback came in, we realized we needed to get a little bit improve on the flavor. So it increased the calorie count. It's 5 calories now. Yeah, 5 calories. And oh, good, you guys are going to try it. Yes.
Well, I wasn't sure I was going to eat it, but I would. But I did want to show everybody the size, though. I don't know how well we'll be able to see these.
Would you like one, Lulu?
But
No,
5 calories each.
Would you like
Kelly,
one?
these are pretty substantial sized treats because I do know one of the main brands advertises a 5 calorie treat.
They do.
And they're teeny, tiny.
like those
little
They're like little nubs.
Can I share?
You can share. Is she going to eat one?
Are you going to eat one? No, no,
So,
not
of
in public.
So
Not in public.
Abby is the main taste tester.
Yes.
And
Linda.
And I think it's important. If we can't eat the treat, then why would we?
You had me at 5 calories.
Would we give it to our dog? I have 2 dogs. They're very food motivated. We love that you're right here in the Suncoast and that you created this.
And what made you start it?
It was because of
All
her.
because of her?
Where is
When we
Einstein
got
from,
her-
the name?
So Einstein is a nod to Abby because we think she's bright, and she is because she's a little Westie.
What a mom.
Proud mom.
And eat it?
Tell us how the company has changed. You started as just a basic Suncoast company, an entrepreneur, but now you've completely expanded. How is that
expanded
working?
by global. We're global now. So it's really come a long way. And I think it's a nod to Robert, my husband, and my business owner. We come from corporate world, and we knew how to launch products and project manage, basically. And it really is a matter of managing the products and doing what we need to do and how we can move it forward. And it started with a distributor here in the U.S., and from there we went to the UK, and now we're looking at New Zealand and Taiwan.
How did you know how to cook it? How did you know how to make this recipe?
Good question.
That's a great question. It was a lot of research, which is why when we founded the company in 2012, it took us until 2013 to actually launch our first product. We knew we wanted to do it with something that wasn't involving egg, because at that time there was a lot of questioning about eggs and dog treats and why are you putting it in. So we knew everything that we put in our product had to be a reason why we're putting it in there, and not just add ingredients to add ingredients. Aren't those good?
As an entrepreneur,
on my desk.
As an entrepreneur, tell us Give us some tips for aspiring entrepreneurs, because I watch Shark Tank. We all kind of are hooked on that.
Yeah, lots of people have an idea, but you turned it into a global company.
You know what? You're right. It's really, you have to start with an idea, right? But it's really understanding some basic models, which is your idea isn't what's going to drive it. And you can start the brand and be the brand, but ultimately your product has to drive your product, and it's really managing. Understanding how to launch something, how to put it out there, how to talk to people. What is your mission? So it's keep it simple, understand who you are, and we always say find your Einstein, right? Hashtag find your Einstein.
And Find Your Einstein is Abby, and you will notice on all the packaging that Abby is featured, the cute little Westie that she is. And what a great story, and we love that you're from right here on the Suncoast.
We're so proud of you.
Thank you.
To get more information on where to find Einstein Pet Treats, you can go to their website. Next, we will tell you about the Suncoast Scholarship opportunities. EinsteinPets.com.
Good job, Abby.
Thank you.
The official Suncoast Hurricane Guide from ABC7. Download yours today. From our studios on Florida's Suncoast, this is an ABC7 News Update.
Good afternoon, I'm Haley Wilkes. Here's what we're working on for 5 o'clock. A national park is closed in Manatee County due to damage caused by Tropical Storm Emily. A look at some other areas of the storm that has affected, plus an estimated cost for the cleanup. And a piece of land in Northport is sold to the highest bidder. The latest details surrounding the property that used to be the home of the Sable Trace Golf and Country Club. Now, let's head over to Bob.
Haley, another line of showers and some storms moving through the Suncoast right now, associated with an area of low pressure out in the Gulf of Mexico. Some pretty heavy rainfall for a short period of time has made its way through Anna Maria now. We can see some heavy rainfall up near Parrish. All of it moving rapidly to the east and northeast at around 30 miles an hour, so it's not sticking around all that long. And we have more storms developing off into the Gulf, so it's not quite over with this round. We'll have much more of that coming up at 5. See you then.
Check out mysuncoast.com/dining, your guide to the foodie lifestyle.
Northland Outdoors is about so much more than the biggest fish or the hottest hunting spots. All across the Northland, there are amazing people with incredible stories to tell. We're going to find those stories and share them with everyone. Join us each and every week as we explore the Northland and experience some of the most exciting outdoor adventures in the country right here in our own backyard. This is Northland Outdoors.
Attention, Americans eligible for Medicare. Are you getting all the benefits you're entitled to? Did you know there may be money available to lower your medical prescription costs? Call Health Markets and we'll tell you if you qualify.
Hi, I'm Dr. Martin Jeetsi. It's a new Medicare year. That means more changes and more confusion. The key question is, what can you do now to ensure you get the care you need in the coming year?
Call Health Markets today. You may qualify to save money on prescriptions. We'll help you find plans that may cost less, cover more, and could even lower your prescription costs to increase your savings. We help you find all the benefits you're entitled to, and we do it at no cost.
Make sure you have what you need to get the care that's right for you.
Find out if you qualify to receive extra help with your prescriptions. Call the number on the screen now. Representatives are standing by.
Welcome back. There is no doubt the cost of college continues to skyrocket, but there are ways to get help with the finances, such as scholarship opportunities, but many students are not aware of them. Ron Charavella, owner of DOLPHIN Aviation, is here to tell us about some of the scholarships. Welcome, and thank you for joining us.
Thank you for having me.
This is a great thing that DOLPHIN Aviation does. Tell us about your scholarship program.
I give away 5 scholarships annually. I've been doing it for 16 years, and just students from Sarasota and Manatee County that are deserving. You know, I like to get kids that are C+. There's a lot of activities for athletic scholarships, but as well as academic scholarships. And I like to focus my my philanthropy a little bit to people that I think need the help. And so I use a certain demographic. And I've been very happy doing it.
I bet. Well,
Yeah.
you have a great success story of your own company here in Sarasota. Why is this important to you to give back?
Well, you know, education is the core root of our existence here, and we need to make sure that we can do everything possible to get these kids to go to school, to go to college. The first career step is what we're really doing here. And so a scholarship, and she wrote an essay, and she went through a little process that made it possible for me to find out what she's about. And so we get a lot of applicants, and we read every applicant, and so we award it based on what we think is merit, that we can help somebody. Does that make sense?
Absolutely, and it certainly does make sense. Now, Dolphin Aviation is awarding 5 scholarships this year, and one of the very well-deserving students is with us, so I want to say welcome. Introduce yourself, where you go to high school.
My name is Brianna Mamana. I went to Venice High School. I just graduated this year.
And what are your plans for fall?
I will be attending the University of Florida and majoring in athletic training.
Wonderful.
So I am very excited for this experience to come.
What was your essay about? What did you write about so that impressed him so much?
It's just like where you come from and where you're going and what you do to help the community. So when you apply to scholarships, a lot of it's just like a basic form. They don't really get to know who you are. So it's just a great opportunity to let the committee then know who you are and why you deserve the scholarship.
Well, you're looking for somebody that will keep on with their education, right?
Certainly,
that will use this to continue.
This is a launch, help people like Brianna and others that so they can go forth and get an education and come back and be a contributing member to our community.
Which is so important, to continue the encouragement. Now, tell us a little bit about what applicants need to know in order to be considered. Keep their grades up is obviously an important one.
Keep their
what
grades
else?
up. We like to see kids that have jobs and have responsibilities outside of school, not so much academic, but true life, real, like, I need to take care of my brother, I need to do this, do that. And, a lot of the times that the career paths these kids are going on are one that will provide them and their families with security. Okay? I don't know how to describe that. They're not going to be rocket scientists, but it's the core group.
They're making valid choices.
Choices, and they made good decisions, and they have a certain persuasion that keeps them on that path to be successful in whatever they do.
Right. Now,
okay?
Brianna, I have a question for you because I actually have a high school senior and I'm already nagging, put your name in for scholarships, do this, do that. Are they hard to find? Do you have to dig around? Is there an advice you have for the high school juniors and seniors who are looking for scholarships?
At my high school, we had a Rotary Futures College Resource Center, and so they really helped us out and let us know. It's basically like a database that you put all your information in, and they told you what scholarships you were available for.
Oh,
so that's what really helped me.
Venice has a wonderful program like that.
So maybe people need to make sure they talk to their high schools and guidance counselors to find out about things like
And that's
Dolphin
what
Aviation.
we work through the guidance counselors in schools themselves to introduce these children, these kids.
Right. I've been told that there's a lot of scholarships out there in the world that go unreceived because people aren't getting the word out. So the fact that you're letting everybody know that these are available is a huge help to the kids.
Well, this is great for her, but I'll bet you feel just as good when you hand her that scholarship.
I do it because it does. I know that doesn't sound, but I do it because I was a latchkey kid. My parents worked, so I kind of relate to these kids and that they're somewhat lost a little bit. They're not, being a young person today trying to find their way is a difficult thing. There's so many opportunities,
well, and it isn't
so many
cheap.
distractions, and it's terribly expensive.
Yes.
And as it gets more and more expensive, it's going to be more and more important for these students to recognize what this education is going to do for them in terms of how's it going to make security for me, how's it going to make me make a better life for me.
Yep.
And I think that people like her have that,
Well, thank you. Thank you for everything you do for the Suncoast community with Dolphin Aviation, and thank you for supporting our students. Best of luck at the University of Florida. We're
Have a
rooting for you.
wonderful time.
Yeah, enjoy it and work hard, but we're very proud of you, and we really appreciate everything Dolphin Aviation does.
Thank you from the community.
For this year's scholarship information, you'll be able to find some on the Dolphin Aviation website, but I thought the best advice was talk to the schools and the guidance counselors. The opportunities are out there. Speaking of opportunities, Kelly has a a new opportunity to share about Jayco Boxing. Stay with us.
The kitchen is where life happens. Minnesota Flooring now offers a wide variety of beautiful quality craft-made cabinetry to make sure the heart of your home reflects your style. Visit us today at our new kitchen and bath cabinetry locations.
Credit card debt can ruin your life. If you owe $10,000 and minimum payments are siphoning away your paycheck each month, you can get debt-free in less time than you think.
I've paid $800 a month for the past 3 years and haven't changed the balance on my credit card.
Get Debt-Free Now has a program to reduce your debt, stop the harassing phone calls, avoid financial ruin, and settle for less than you owe.
I feel like a huge weight has been lifted off my shoulders.
You're pre-approved for our special hardship program if you owe $10,000 or more. Upon payment of your new lower balance, your debt will finally shrink until you are debt-free.
My family no longer has 30 years of payments ahead of us at 20% interest.
There's no fees until you see results. So call now, make one monthly program payment, and free up your cash. Resolve your debt.
Call 800-685-6422, 800-685-6422.
I am powerful beyond my wildest imagination.
I will define my future.
I will keep challenging myself to improve. Because I am a future leader of this great nation.
I will make a difference in my community.
I will not settle for simply chasing my dreams, I will achieve them.
Because I was given a chance.
An opportunity.
At Family, Career, and Community Leaders of America.
The ultimate leadership experience.
Join us. We'll build a new future together.
Invest in Kids is a $7.5 million project to build a new Boys and Girls Club in South Manatee County. I'm Caleb Grimes, and I was a club kid. It's where I learned important life lessons, leadership, integrity, responsibility, and baseball. Thousands of kids attend the Boys and Girls Clubs, and after years of use, their club is slowly falling apart. Help us invest in kids. Make your donation today.
Have you ever wondered what it's like to save a life? Find out by donating platelets at Suncoast Blood Bank.
I'm Haley Wilgus, ABC7. Platelets aid in the clotting process and are vital in the treatment of cancer and surgical patients, trauma victims, and critically ill newborns. It's tough to keep enough on the shelves because they only last 5 days. To donate, call this number or visit scbb.org and you can help save a life.
ABC7 congratulates Suncoast Blood Bank on 65 years of serving our community.
Well, Kelly Jayco has some big news to share with us. Her family is expanding. Okay, she's not pregnant. Her gym.
I knew that.
Obviously not, but I love the marketing that you used on social media. But your gym is expanding.
Yes.
Tell us about your new location.
We are opening a new location, Jayco's LWR, Lakewood Ranch, off of State Road 70 and Lena Road, right there at 75 and
Sure.
State Road 70.
Yes.
And it's been a long time coming. We've been talking about opening a second location for a very long time. Lakewood Ranch is obviously booming.
Yes.
And so we should be opening anytime between October 1st and November 1st. The build-out is happening now, and
Great.
we are very, very excited.
All right. Well, congratulations on that. And I
yeah.
understand new technology is also part of your gym.
So we are one of 10 gyms in the entire country to have technology. It's called HIXO. And what it is, you can see here, this was an all men's class. There are sensors that go underneath your hand wrap. And there's my husband. You go underneath your hand wrap, and it measures the intensity of your punches. It takes the count, and you see it right there on the television screen. It takes the count, it takes your velocity, how quickly and fast you're punching, and it gives you this intensity score. So now, all of a sudden, you have competition, and all of these people are competing against each other because we have everybody's numbers.
Right.
So
and you don't have to hit each other.
You're not hitting each other. You're hitting the bag.
But the harder you hit, the better the workout.
You're hitting the bag. So our gym in Sarasota has HIXO, and our gym in Lakewood Ranch will also have a HIXO hub. And like I said, one of 10 in the whole country, and it is amazing.
Oh, how exciting.
Yeah.
Well, we are very happy.
Yes.
Very happy for
Thank
you and happy
Thank you.
for all of Jayco.
I'm glad it's not a baby.
No, we're not glad it's not a baby. We are appreciate.
That's good.
Your hands
I'm good.
are full.
I'm good.
All right, well, we're going to go work on sandwiches to plump up ourselves anyway. Judy's getting a head start. We're going to check out the best sandwiches on the Suncoast.
Start your day with a new Good Morning Suncoast team. Weekdays starting at 5 a.m. ABC 7, My Suncoast News. We're here for you. Watch My Suncoast News wherever you are. On our live stream, on our newly redesigned MySuncoast.com, and a brand new ABC 7 My Suncoast app, powered by the Eye Associates, providing Sight for Life, featuring traffic maps and live radar, and dining with recipes at all the hottest Suncoast restaurants. Visit MySuncoast.com and click on the mobile tab to download the ABC 7 My Suncoast app for iOS and Android. From our studios on Florida's Suncoast, this is an ABC 7 News Update.
Hello, I'm Scott Dennis. Here's what we're working on for the top of the hour. A real-life cop scene played out in a quiet Sarasota neighborhood. We'll have details of a police chase that started in a parking lot and ended up in a couple's front yard. In Suncoast Traffic Watch right now, we're seeing rush hour traffic picking up in Manatee County, some slight congestion along US 301 and State Road 70 right near Lockwood Ridge Road. Also some congestion in the northbound lanes of I-75 as you approach Ellenton. Now let's get over to Bob for another check on our weather.
Scott, I'm sure some of that slowdown is a result of the heavy rainfall that's been moving through parts of the Suncoast this afternoon. A line of low pressure exists out in the Gulf. There's no centralized area of circulation, so we're not looking at anything too significant developing. But you see that heavy rainfall along I-75 and also in the central portions of Manatee County. More showers setting up offshore. We'll have all the latest on our weather coming up today at 5. See you then.
The official Suncoast Storm Team at ABC 7. We're here for you.
This is an important medical announcement. Bard IVC filters have been linked to punctured veins and problems with migration. Anyone who's received a Bard IVC filter must receive medical monitoring and may be entitled to substantial compensation. If you have the Bard Recovery G2 or G2 Express filter, you are in a class of patients who should be compensated for some expenses. Call now for a free assessment of your case and potential money damages. This call is confidential. There's no cost and you may be eligible. Juries have awarded millions of dollars to people who should have been warned about the risks of the Bard IVC filters. Call the IVC Filter Hotline if you or a loved one has received an IVC filter and experienced a vein puncture or required medical monitoring. You must call now.
Call 800-329-3089. 800-329-3089.
A promise was made. A promise that hit the beaches of Normandy. A vow that captured Iwo Jima. A contract that weathered Tet. A pledge that stormed the desert in Iraq. An IOU that braved IEDs in Kandahar. A promise was made to America's veterans. DAV fights to keep that promise, so all veterans and their families get the benefits and support they earned. For help, visit DAV.org.
My name is Stephen Jaffe. The law firm's name is Farmer Jaffe. One of the beautiful things about Julius is he's always smiling, and it becomes infectious. The fact that Julius has a disability has absolutely nothing to do with the quality of work that he's done. Just a great person you want on your staff.
Hi, this is Dan Marino. When your business recruits people with disabilities, everybody wins. To find out how, go to disabilitieswork.employflorida.com.
Coming up Thursday at 4 on Suncoast View, our back-to-school celebration continues with cool ways to deck out dorm rooms. We have trendy products that are all from Florida that you can take to college. You know all that summer sun and sweat on our skin? Well, our beauty expert shows us how to keep clean with the latest types of cleansers. Plus, we give trash fish a try for a good cause, and the Rosemary joins us in the kitchen.
And welcome back. We are in the kitchen with Chef Judy with some delicious sandwiches. These all look fabulous.
Well, I think we gathered some of the best on the Suncoast. Paninis and sandwich. They have a whole month. They're celebrating. So let's get started.
It may take us a month to eat
Yes,
it.
yeah, exactly.
Yes.
Let's go over to Mozzarella Fella. You know, from the time they hung the sign up, just the name Mozzarella Fella told me they were going to make a great sandwich. And the bread's just right. And they sold me on the breaded veal cutlet with broccoli rabe, sun-dried tomatoes, and their fresh mozzarella. And I brought a friend from New York, and he actually opened it up in my husband's car, and they ate the sandwiches. They had to go back in and get more to bring home. It's that good. But they have eggplant parm. They have wonderful selection of vegetarian sandwiches, like the grilled marinated portobello mushroom, chicken parm, eggplant parm, so many. So that's over there. And Linda,
They smell wonderful.
You were joking, and you said, well, you weren't joking. You were saying,
No.
how do you eat that, with a fork and knife? I said, no. But that size cut up,
This I
you're
can
allowed
get-
to
I
bite
can get
into.
this in my mouth. I don't know about that
I
one
can
yet.
go for the big ones. Next, let's go over to Felipe Creek Oyster Bar, because they continually win Best Grouper Sandwich. So we have two versions. They're typical fried. I tend to get it grilled, but it's so good with homemade tartar sauce, and a blackened grouper sandwich. Now, you know, remember, sandwiches, yeah, we're celebrating it with bread today, but at home you can use butter lettuce, Boston Bib, instead of the bread, and you still get that sensation, that good feeling. And look at this one. This is the Russ and Daughter Dagwood. So it's gravlax, sable, house smoked fish bread, and being a Jewish woman, this is like as close to deli, other than the bacon, that I can get. And next, house cured salmon gravlax bagel. I know, Stephanie, just say that moan again.
You know, salmon is so good for you.
That's
so
right.
That is how I justify
That's
that.
right. I love it. And a golf grouper gyro. So he makes
That's
this.
so cute.
Isn't that adorable?
What a great
So
idea.
Isn't that? And I love the way they hold it up with the shaved vegetables, and that obviously a cucumber tzatziki, because I think tzatziki is just so
everything's better with
absolutely
tzatziki.
wonderful, right? So really, really fun as always. Now let's go over. It wouldn't be sandwiches without piccolos. And you, Kelly, you mentioned that. You said, it's incredible. We talked about their paninis. What I want you to know is they're importing speck, prosciutto, and aged cheese from Italy for these sandwiches. So they're like mind-blowing. I fell in love with the meatball parm, and I say do it well done. Stephanie, you and I argue. You like the soft kind
I'm a
because
soft
you're a
kind girl.
Midwesterner. Well, I'm a
Yep.
Connecticut girl in New York, and we go for the hot oven grinder. So we like that tug and that crunchy. And then the Tony Soprano and the Godfather sandwiches.
Oh.
And Linda, you wanted to know
I
how
wanna
you
know how you get that in your mouth.
Right like that, Linda. You just lean over. You lean over, elbows out. See a little exercise in there, elbows out, and go
Butt
for
back
it.
so it doesn't
That's
get on
right.
your shirt.
That's right. I like that. Now we're going to go over to Libby's, because I have to tell you, I just think, I'm not a big meatloaf eater, but they nail it. This is a lib stacker. It's glazed Kobe beef meatloaf with prosciutto, white cheddar, onion rings, lettuce, tomato, and truffle aioli.
That's so good. That's
It doesn't.
crazy.
It's just crazy. And I swear you could split one, but don't. You're going to want the whole thing. Then they have the crispy grouper BLT. That's also won an award. And their Zap chicken sandwich. So they take the Zap potato chips from Louisiana. They crumble them
good
up.
idea.
They dip the boneless chicken breast.
at
Thanks
that.
so much. Into the chicken is rolled in those crunchy potato chips.
potato chip is
Yeah.
good.
Yeah.
Yummy.
Do you remember doing that as a
Yes,
child in the
absolutely.
lunchroom, right? You'd
Yes.
smash your glazed potato chips and put them in
'Cause it
your
makes
tuna
it better.
sandwich. Yeah. So they've got it. We went to Ruth's Chris because in my restaurants back in the day, 20, 30 years ago, we had 4 ideations of steak sandwiches because they were so popular. Filet mignon on beautiful fresh baked bread with béarnaise sauce. And my son and I had this great debate, hollandaise or béarnaise sauce. And béarnaise won. So definitely an option. And they have a new happy hour at Ruth's Chris, so you can get some really cool sandwiches right there. Really enjoyable. Steak sandwich is a classic that's never going to go out of style. And then last and certainly not least is Sophie's at Saks. I was there last week with a friend, and my friend Marta ordered the curried chicken salad. It was so delicious, and you can see it just has all these fresh ingredients, and there's crunch and there's texture. I think a great sandwich is when there's texture in it. They also have the shrimp roll on the traditional buttered Maine lobster hot dog roll. They have a clubhouse sandwich and a pressed Cuban. And we didn't have room for everything because there's so many more award-winning Cubans, and so we'll just keep celebrating National Sandwich Month.
I
And
think we should.
Stephanie, I hear you on the soft bread, but I gotta disagree. Maybe we need to have Facebook people chime in.
That's all right. There's a sandwich for everyone.
That's right. Crispy bread or
There's
soft.
a sandwich for everyone.
What do you
here
call
on
it?
the Suncoast. All right. Thank you, Chef Judy. I want to invite Kelly and
Yay,
Abby back
Abby.
in. Now, Abby gets to eat the healthy dog treats, but we loved having her, and we'll be looking for Einstein pets for those dog treats. Great to see Lulu and Kelly. So much fun to have you guys today. And Judy, we are thoroughly impressed and ready to dig in. All right, we're going to dig in. You take some time and enjoy the rest of your day, and especially enjoy the Suncoast view. Have a great night.